The Galaxy Tab S7 Plus has a brushed aluminum unibody and looks quite sleek and practical. It's pretty sizable, built around a 12.4-inch screen, but it's far from clunky. This tablet is quite thin and relatively light for its size. I admit, holding it with one hand can get tiring after a while, but with two hands is quite comfortable. Ours is in the Mystic Black finish, which looks like graphite, and can attract plenty of fingerprints. The screen itself is an AMOLED with a 2800 by 1752 resolution. This gives you a total of 266 ppi, one of the sharpest 10-inch plus tablet screens out there. Plus, the display has a fast 120Hz refresh rate, which is a hot trend these days. Overall, this screen looks great. Enabling the high refresh rate doesn't require you to change the resolution, and it makes supported content and UI elements appear much smoother. Plus, you get deep AMOLED blacks here, and vivid colors. If you tweak the colors and settings, you can achieve a quite accurate sRGB color rendition. And the Tab S7 Plus will happily stream HD video from all popular services. Using the tablet in bright conditions is no problem either. We measured a very good max brightness of about 390 nits with the slider, and it gets a boost up to 480 nits if in auto mode when out in the sun. Plus, since the screen is an AMOLED, it supports an under-display fingerprint reader. It's pretty reliable and quick to wake up and unlock the tablet. Now, content doesn't just look good, it sounds good too, thanks to the Tab S7 Plus's quad stereo speaker setup. These 4 speakers are tuned by AKG and have Dolby Atmos support. The tablet scored a very good mark in our loudness test, and the audio quality is impressive, with a rich bass and nice mids and highs.
Absolute beginners came to Georgetown. They were wearing Harris tweed and pork pie hats.
There is no 3.5mm jack on this device though. For traditional headphones, you'll need to use a USB-C adapter, which isn't included, or connect USB-C headphones, which may come in the box in some markets. It's nice that you get expandable storage here, on top of the 128 or 256 gigs on board the device, which you don't get on the iPad Pro. One of the S7 Plus's signature features is its cutting-edge stylus. Despite its larger size, it is the same Active S Pen you will find on the Galaxy Note 20, with ultra-low 9ms latency, and it offers the same features here. Taking notes on the fly is super easy, and the low latency coupled with the high refresh rate of the screen makes the writing sensation feel really authentic. The Notes app can convert whatever you've written into text too. The recognition is really impressive. It even works for my sloppy cursive. You can then export this text as a file, like a PDF or a Word document. Plus, all of the notes you take can be synced via the Samsung Cloud, so you can save and transfer them immediately between your different devices. It's not just about notes. The responsive stylus works great for drawing too. Samsung's free Pen Up app is a convenient place to start. It gives you plenty of brushes and tools to work with, as well as a social network for sharing your masterpiece. The S Pen also provides quite a few other functions. One of the more useful ones is Screen Translate. After you've chosen a pair of languages, when you hover over a word, you'll see its translation in a little bubble. There are also a variety of Air Actions, which are gesture controls for the UI or supported apps. We don't imagine ourselves using these all the time, but these sorts of moves could make Harry Potter jealous. The S Pen runs on a battery and recharges wirelessly when you couple it to the magnetic holder on the back of the tablet. A dead stylus can be charged to full in just about 5 minutes. In its default mode, the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus's interface is that of an Android smartphone. It's Samsung's One UI 2.5 based on Android 10, almost exactly the same as that on the Note 20 Ultra. You get a standard notification shade, as well as a system-wide dark mode typical for Android. You can find all of your apps within an app drawer. And you even get Samsung's Edge panels, handy for storing shortcuts. It's worth noting that you can use the Tab S7 Plus in portrait or landscape orientation and switch between the two seamlessly depending on the situation. Microsoft products are well integrated here. You get plenty of apps pre-installed, including the Microsoft Office Suite and OneDrive. There's even support coming this September for Microsoft's cloud gaming service, xCloud. With a proper subscription, you'll be able to connect to the cloud servers and play Xbox games right on the tablet. If you turn on the S7 Plus's DeX mode, you get something a bit different from a smartphone UI. This is more like what you'd find on a PC, complete with stacking windows for each open app. Going a step further, Samsung offers a keyboard which you can attach to the tablet. However, this is sold separately. No worries though, you can also connect your own wireless keyboard and mouse, and it works fine. Set up like this, the Tab S7 Plus can be a decent substitute for a small laptop. Navigation is straightforward, and you have enough processing power to manage most tasks. You are limited by the number of physical ports though. You basically have just the one USB-C port. And since there's no built-in kickstand, you'll need to buy or make your own solution for propping up the tablet to use as a monitor. But another option making its debut this year is wireless DeX mode. This connects the Tab S7 Plus to a smart TV or monitor, no dock or cables needed. You can use the tablet as a touchpad to control the interface. Or if you bring back the keyboard and mouse, this gives you a larger standalone screen for your PC-like setup. However, due to the wireless casting, the responsiveness depends on the strength of the Wi-Fi. And finally, you can split tasks between the tablet and the connected monitor. For example, here I'm using one screen for a chat, and the other to flip through a PowerPoint presentation. The Tab S7 Plus needs a lot of processing power to handle all of these features, so luckily it has the best Android has to offer, a Snapdragon 865 Plus chipset. This provides you with excellent sustained performance, even for heavy tasks like gaming. You also get the option for 5G connectivity, if you opt for that, though that model is a bit pricier. When directly compared to the performance of Apple's iPad Pro, the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus does fall a bit short, but for Android, you won't find better than this. The Tab S7 Plus may be a thin tablet, but it comes with a massive 10,000 mAh battery. Since it isn't a phone, we weren't able to complete our typical suite of battery tests for an endurance rating. But still, we were able to measure almost 8 hours of web browsing screen on time, or over 12 hours of video playback. Pretty impressive. Charging is a different story though. There's support for 45-watt fast charging, but that adapter is sold separately. The one you get in the box is a relatively tiny 15 watts. With it, we were able to charge the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus from 0 to just 18% in half an hour. As far as cameras go, we don't see any major changes this year. The setup is the same as the Galaxy Tab S6. There's a 13 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel ultra-wide cam. In daylight, the S7 Plus snaps nice 13 megapixel photos. There's very good resolve detail, even in complex areas like foliage and grass. The colors are accurate, and you have low noise and excellent dynamic range as well. 5 megapixel shots from the ultra-wide cam are okay. The detail level is rather poor, especially compared to the main cam. But the colors and dynamic range are both great, and you get the wider field of view you may want for the situation. Low light shooting didn't turn out so well for us. We ended up with prominent lens flares, which we hope is due to a faulty unit. Even though the Tab S7 Plus has night mode this year, the results aren't usable in this state. Selfies are taken with the 8 megapixel front-facing cam, and these come out pretty nice. You get photos with enough detail and punchy colors. However, the focus distance seems a little off. The backgrounds are just a bit sharper than the subject's face. Videos can be recorded with the main camera in up to 4K resolution at 30 FPS. These are good, with natural-looking colors, wide dynamic range, and a decent level of detail. You can only shoot with the ultra-wide cam in 1080p. These are rather poor in quality. Finally, electronic stabilization is available on both rear cameras and works quite well.